Hey everybody, welcome to the Threadcast. I'm your host Rodrigo. Over here, we're episode 6?
6, yeah.
Okay. Episode 6. We're here with another fantastic episode of the Threadcast for y'all. We're going to start things off the way we always do with the Grandmaster himself. How was your week?
Pretty good. If you guys notice my voice is all messed up if I'm talking quiet, I am pretty sick, so sorry about that. So I'm going to apologize for the heavy breathing and the low voice and the loud coughing in the background. But other than that, I saw the new Guardian of the Galaxy movie with my daughter.
All right.
Pretty cool. We'll go ahead and talk about that later, but that's really all.
All right, and the producer himself, Mr. Tanner, how you doing?
Pretty good. Got a new job. It's pretty far away. I mean, I know people aren't necessarily from here, but it's about 40 miles away, one trip. So if you can just imagine that.
That's a commute for sure.
It's definitely a commute. It's kind of a bummer, but it's what needs to be done.
See if you can borrow Danny's Prius, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently that's out of commission. Yeah, good thing you brought it up because we're Danny-less again today.
Yeah, it's just us three.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll be driving up there 5 times a week until I guess I can get a little closer or something. But other than that, I've just been chilling kind of on a little vacation here. So been relaxing, catching up on some games that I missed out on, some old ones, Dishonored, some off-road games, Baja Dirt, stuff like that.
Baja Dirt?
Yeah, well, Baja, and then one is also called Dirt.
Okay.
I do enjoy some racing games here and there, so yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about it. Also saw Guardians, well, most of it.
Yeah, okay. We'll get into that later. So Danny again, not here. And let's just say he's rearranging the furniture. Well, figure we'll have a new excuse for every time he's not here.
Yeah.
Let's just say...
He's at the UFC fights tonight. Last week he was at the boxing fights, now he's at the UFC fights.
But we gotta preface it. We have to preface it with a
getting dressed up to go save the world.
We have to preface it with a let's just say, you know. Let's just say he's
because we don't really
expecting a package. Something along those lines. Just to keep people guessing, you know. Anyways,
that's the thing. What's Danny up to this week?
Let's just say. Anyways, I've gotten in the last few podcasts. We've gotten into DC Comics. Pretty DC Comics heavy, and that's the comics I read, so that's what we talk about.
Yeah. And
I got more here. This time I decided to bring comics for you guys to read.
Yeah, looking forward to it when I'm using the bathroom, man.
Look, that's the best time to read it, right?
So what is it? Forever Evil?
I got Forever Evil, and that's gonna be for the Grandmaster to read, and I got you a copy of Kingdom Come, which we stated earlier.
Alex Ross, great artwork.
Yeah, so which we've already talked about Kingdom Come, so I'll go ahead and set up Forever Evil for Sub-Zero guy over here. Basically, the setup for Forever Evil, I was about to say Sub-Zero Evil. Basically, the setup is that, all right, so we got the Justice League, right? And you know the DC has the whole multiverse thing. There's different worlds. Well, just as easily that there's a Justice League, you would think there would be an Injustice League, right? The bad version of them. So I noticed Tanner looking through it earlier and was like, why does Superman have a U on his symbol instead of an S? Yeah. That's because it's not Superman. It's a character named Ultraman.
Okay.
And then the Flash kind of has like an egg shape on his head, and that's because it's not the Flash. It's a guy named Johnny Quick.
But they do jack their costumes a little bit.
Kind of, like you can tell they're kind of the same, but they're not. Like Batman's not Batman in this version. He's Owlman, and there's Superwoman, and especially he's dressed all in black. And there's a Lantern in there, but he doesn't work the same way as Hal Jordan does. He is green, but it's not the same. But basically, like I'll spare those little details, but basically the Injustice League comes over to our world, or to the main world, because they were escaping something that happened on their Earth. But they come over here, and they quickly dispatch the Justice League by luring them into a trap. So this is all you need to know. The Justice League...
Free donuts?
Something like that. I actually can't remember exactly what they did, but it was, you can tell, it was just a plot device we need to get the Justice League out of this story right here.
Yeah.
To let everything else take place. And then so the Injustice League gets rid of the Justice League. Then they show up and gather all the villains together and tell them, like, hey, we took care of the Justice League. You guys are free to do what you want, but you guys can serve us too, because now we're running the show. And a lot of the bad guys are like, all right, cool, all right. And of course... there are some villains don't want to go along with this. Villains like Lex Luthor, who he's like, what the heck, man? Like,
what's he want to do?
Well, I mean, you know how he has his issue with Superman. Like, this is
Yeah.
just the same thing as trading one for another, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same problem for him.
So if there's no Superman, he doesn't want to be part of that group, huh?
Yeah, like, oh, there's an Ultraman here, and he's, like, he still has to deal with these superpowered people, you know? Like, Lex Luthor doesn't care about any of that stuff. And then you got characters like Black Manta, who's like, and they're like, here...
He's on the cover, too, so what's his part in the story?
Well, his little bit is just, like, the reason why he wants to help out Lex Luthor's side over here is because... He's like, yeah, you guys killed Aquaman, or you guys got rid of Aquaman, but I want to do that. That's my thing. You guys took that from me, so now I'm gonna have to whoop you guys.
Yeah.
So they get a bunch of other villains in there, and Lex Luthor basically starts like his own league, comprised of a bunch of villains. So now it's up to the villains to save the world. It's quite a big cast. Captain Cold is part of that group of villains, Catwoman and all that stuff, Harley Quinn, and even
Is Deadshot in there? I can see him back.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in the cover back there. So
by Scarecrow, right?
yeah, and I think Batman is the only Justice League member that wasn't compromised because, of course, it's Batman. You know, he's got to stick around. So so it's Lex Luthor and Batman, and they're like, "Look, Batman, you're gonna help me out because I'm the only chance you got of winning this thing now." So they go and they take on the Injustice League, and I will give away one moment here before I stop.
No,
Because this is something like I think is important to sell the book because
yeah,
people always we've talked about Captain Cold on this podcast before. I've talked about how much I want you to play as Captain Cold
I'll give it a shot.
in Injustice. This story has a moment where he's fighting the enemy, the Flash version of the Injustice League, Johnny Quick,
Uh-huh.
and Johnny Quick is talking smack about him like, "Man, you're lame. You just got a stupid little freeze gun and all this stuff, and it's nothing." And he's holding the gun in his hand. And with another hand, he's holding on to Captain Cold, and Captain Cold's like, "Whatever, man. It's not just a freeze gun. It's a cold gun. Like, I don't just freeze you. Like, I can freeze literally every atom, you know, in your body." And he's like, "Yeah, but," and Johnny Quick's like, "But your hand's not on the trigger, so you can't do nothing." Captain Cold's like, "Oh yeah," and he says, "Jingle bells, Batman smells." I think.
What?
And the gun says voice activated, and it fires while Johnny Quick is holding it. And it shoots himself in the leg.
Uh-huh.
As soon as that happens, Johnny Quick's like, "What the heck?" And his leg is frozen. Captain Cold kicks it, breaks his leg into pieces.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he has this like badass line where he's just like, "You know, I never did this to the Flash because the Flash and I, we had a thing called like professional like courtesy, you know." And but with you, like I made an exception. And he just cracks his leg. So that's probably one of the moments that stands out to me the most, and why Captain Cold kind of became a badass.
Yeah, that's serious. You don't come back from that, right?
Yeah, like with
I mean,
bad
you probably
guys.
do sometime in the comics later.
Not Johnny Quick. The Justice League has it pretty bad, but
Okay.
it's kind of neat because they get to take the gloves off because it's bad guys versus bad guys, you know.
Yeah.
So all that required was kind of like a BS reason to get the Justice League out of the picture, but after that you get a pretty damn good story of bad versus evil.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Yes.
Really does.
So I'm gonna have Grandmaster here read it.
Looking forward to it.
We'll talk
Yeah,
more
I
about
got
it next week.
a couple to read myself, so we'll get back here next week and kind of brainstorm and recap on what we've read. I also have to read the Scott Pilgrim. I got the first book, so I know it's not complete, but kind of recap on that. And I think we're going to talk about the movie later on in this episode.
I finally got you to watch the movie, so
yeah, we'll touch on that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys don't read audio or listen to audiobooks, do you?
No.
Well, yeah, the last one I read or listened to was The Ultimate History of Video Games or something like that, and it's a pretty long one, but really good. And it covered everything from Atari days to I think Xbox or PS2 or something, but really good insight and backstory on the CEOs and everything that came with it and all the troubles they had and getting all that going and the feuding and ups and downs and everything. But it was cool.
Yeah. Well, usually when you hear about audiobooks on a podcast, it's because you're sponsored by that Audible app or whatever.
Well, this one I went out of my way to get because I think I had heard a bit of it before or something, or I kept hearing it come up as far as being cited for like references for a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So
all right.
ended up checking it out.
All right, well, I should probably preface that this is not an ad for Audible, though I wish it was. Maybe eventually we'll get in there, but...
Buy Amazon stock.
Yeah, but...
We'll get our 10 cents per ad one of these days.
Hopefully, yeah. Free trial, and then the first book I thought to listen to was a book called World War Z.
Okay. How'd you like it?
It's freaking amazing. Like, I pretty much when I say World War Z, people are probably... The first thing they think about is the movie.
Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt, which that movie was based on this book.
Super fast running anthill zombies is what I think of.
Yeah, exactly. Climbing over each other really fast, and they can grab helicopters somehow.
Wow.
But yeah, the movie was okay, but it was World War Z in name only, because when I got my hands on I didn't get my hands on its audiobook. When I finally got around to listening to the book,
got your ears on it.
Yeah, when I got my ears on it, the audiobook is freaking. It's told as if it's an oral history of the supposed zombie war. So like the zombie war took place already in this book, like 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
So Brad Pitt's story happened 5 years ago.
No, that's the thing. His character's not in the books. Like the movie had nothing to do with the book. Literally nothing. The zombies in the books are regular zombies. They're not running or nothing.
Oh, they bite you. And they're like
yeah. So like, the movie literally used nothing from the book.
They're like Walking Dead zombies.
Yeah, they're just straight up classic zombies. But they're basically like the full blown global panic happened, and the story is told like 10 years after the fact, where like they're still cleaning up zombies here and there. Yeah, but basically, the author he compiled like a list of people that had stories about what happened during the zombie war. Apparently, this was based off a World War II book of the same thing, like oral history of World War II, where people were just going off different stories, and so it plays perfectly as an audiobook because it's not just read by one guy. Like the author does the narrations and stuff, but each character, each story is voiced by a different person, and they're actually all like big actors, like Alan Alda, and you have Simon Pegg doing voice work in there. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Like big name voice actors, and there's a lot of them. They all do a super good job. Like the book's like, I mean, it's a full size book, and it takes about 12 hours to listen to it. To get through the whole thing.
Do they got Morgan Freeman doing one of the voices?
No, actually, no.
March of the Penguins. This is Morgan Freeman.
The penguin might still.
The penguin is the most majestic bird.
What the heck? No, he should have though. He's probably, if you think about it, like if you look at the cast list for World War Z, he's probably the only voice he's probably the only one missing.
You can have him narrate anything, not just World War Z, anything.
For sure, but it goes into stories all around the world. Like there's this one dude about the story about a character named T-Sean Collins, who was like a mercenary. T-Sean Collins, he's a Texan. He gets assigned to protect the celebrities, and this one celebrity guy like has this big idea, like, we're gonna ride out the apocalypse. So he has this place in Long Island set up with like a big mansion, but it's all state-of-the-art weaponry, state-of-the-art security. But he wanted to have like live webcasts in there so people can see the famous people, like a reality show. Yeah, like see what's like, oh, look at these people surviving the zombie apocalypse, like for entertainment.
Yeah, okay.
And everything seemed like it was gonna be fine, but sure enough, having that broadcasted on TV attracted so many people to find that house. And so during that story,
he's caused trouble.
No, yeah, during that story, they're like, we have sensors set up outside, and T-Sean Collins is like, yeah, like. We had sensors, and all of a sudden they started going off like crazy. And then on the radio, people were like, "What the heck? They're running over here!" And I'm like, "Wait, zombies don't run." And he remembers looking through the infrared goggles, and he's like, "Zombies don't have any heat signatures, and yet there's like hundreds of heat signatures running towards him, towards the house."
What do those people want?
Well, they were looking for safety. So,
okay.
One of the points in the story that he's trying to make is like these famous people started going crazy. The entourage is in there. Everybody, you have all these people running to try and get into the house. And he's thinking about, he's like, it's not what you expected. People would expect like them going in there like, oh, grab the girls or grab all the booze or whatever. But no, they were yelling like, hey, put out the fires, get the kids upstairs, find the food.
Yeah.
So
the more important stuff.
Yeah, and it's kind of dope because like in that story, like T-Sean Collins like this badass mercenary, and he never fires a shot.
Oh, come on.
Because he's like, I got paid to protect these idiots from zombies, not shooting regular people.
That's why he didn't kill people anyway?
Yeah, he just kind of bones out.
When he said he didn't take a shot, did he take a shot at a zombie at least?
No, there was no zombies. They were just people.
Okay.
Hundreds of people running and trying to get to the house. And then, but there's more to it than that. But yeah, that's just like one of the stories in there. There's a bunch of other things like fighting underwater, like different areas. Like the guy did his research. Like there's so much into it that it sounds really real, and it's pretty creepy.
But it jumps around between all these perspectives.
Yeah, like there's chapters like, oh, this is the during the Great Panic when everything started, or the warning signs and their stories around that.
I wish the movie would have done this. Actually, this sounds better than.
I don't know how.
Sounds better than the movie.
I don't know how it would have played in a movie. Like if they did a miniseries.
Yeah, I mean,
and just did like full reenactments of what each person was saying.
If they made it kind of a longer movie, but then broke it up in a nice way that flowed pretty well, I think that could have been cool.
Well, some of the stories like actually intersect or like lead into another.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could have at least maybe not taken every single story in the book, but taken a few of the ones that connect to each other.
And that would have been cool with different actors. Like all of a sudden, an end scene of one story is like you see them flying in a helicopter, and then the camera pans to someone else coming in and their story starts, or something like that. I don't know, but
no, there was definitely at least taking something more from the book than nothing. They really took nothing from the book.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
But yeah, like also Mark Hamill does a couple. Does a voice in there, which is
really?
Yeah, and he's got one of the best stories in there.
Oh, he's got one of the best voices out there. I mean, besides Joker, which everybody knows him from. He just has a great voice. Pretty much all he does now is voices for stuff, but.
Well, I mean, it's also Star Wars.
I mean, recently, he's back in Star Wars.
Playing Luke.
But
I've seen him on YouTube.
Between the last Star Wars and this,
I saw him on YouTube doing some Stormtrooper pranks. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah.
He's dressed up like a Stormtrooper, and they don't know. Yeah, he's dressed up as a Stormtrooper, and like the fans have no idea they're talking to.
Yeah, he has a really good attitude with Star Wars and everything still, and has fun with it.
Would you see where he was reading the Donald Trump tweets? Donald Trump tweets. Say that.
Which was a treat.
Yes.
Donald Trump
tweets in the Joker voice.
No,
so good.
It's on YouTube,
Makes
right?
It sound all sinister.
But it fits so well. Like it's kind of scary.
I also like when they do. Have you guys seen the Jimmy Kimmel when celebrities or athletes or musicians read mean tweets?
Oh yeah.
I've seen the actors.
Oh, I love those.
That's pretty funny.
They're funny.
One of the things is that there's a game website that I like to listen to that's called Giant Bomb, and one of the guys passed away from there. His name was Ryan Davis, and the day after he passed, his mean tweet was read on that show. They had Mark Ruffalo, the guy famous now for playing the Hulk.
Okay.
And the tweet was something along the lines like, "Really, Mark Ruffalo? That's the face you're going with? God, this movie's gonna suck."
This is from the guy that just passed away.
Yeah, he passed away the day before, and the next day on that show, was it Jimmy Kimmel?
But
he's referring to him as the Hulk in the tweet.
Yeah, it was from an Avengers poster, and then Mark Ruffalo had a face there, and he's like, "Really, Mark Ruffalo, you're going with that face? God, this movie's gonna suck." And Mark Ruffalo read that tweet. Like the crazy thing was the day after he died.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, I guess you can consider that you read it in honor, maybe. I don't know.
No, I don't think they knew because it was just
they probably just read it and they filmed it and then he died.
And then they had that connection afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably. I don't know. So.
Weird coincidence like that happened. Yeah.
Besides that, though, I think Mark Ruffalo is a fine Hulk.
Yeah.
There's not much there to it, though. I mean, that's
I don't think he can carry his own movie, but from what we've seen,
some other stuff which he's been good at. But I mean, for the Hulk, yeah,
I'm talking about as a Hulk, like carrying a whole, his own Hulk movie. I don't think I can get away with that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because he's a good actor on his own right, but I just don't think they're interested in developing his own movie. I think at this point, like the way the story goes, he's just a tie-in character for a lot of stuff. I mean, even in Thor Ragnarok coming up, he's a tie-in for that. The trailer ended with him coming out, busting out in that arena,
all armored
taken
up
from the Planet Hulk storyline.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too far along now. Like he's already been the Hulk. It's established. They don't need an origin story that's been done.
I mean, they've already struck out how many times with the Hulk movies, solo Hulk movies.
Yeah. So at this point, he's just there to kind of be the face when he's Bruce Banner for limited scenes. And he does a fine job at that.
Yeah.
And that's about it. But
well, speaking of Marvel movies, since we got in there, he's Guardians of the Galaxy, Mr. Sub-Zero. You've seen it? Me and Tanner have yet to see it.
Well, Tanner saw half of it, but he had to go. I mean, he'll get into that.
Yeah.
And I know you haven't seen it because you're so busy with work.
I hate it.
But yeah, so my daughter came to see me. Of course, like I've said many, many times, Tuesdays are movie night. Go to Palm, pay the $5 you're in. She wanted to see Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen the first one. But this one, even though I haven't seen the first one, I still really, really, really enjoyed it. It was really fun. All the characters fit well. They play great. Batista's really funny with his character. His character has a lot of humor.
yeah, he's funnier in this one than the first one, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know her name, but that green alien's pretty hot too. So
Gamora.
yeah, she's really.
I don't know.
Zoe Saldana.
Yeah, she's hot, but she's even hotter with that green stuff on. So
Whoa.
And she had her hair highlighted.
yeah.
Rocker now.
Yeah, you can add her and Olivia Munn on my bucket list. So, but No, but anyways, no, it's really great. Even if you haven't seen it or know nothing about it, like me, you're still gonna enjoy the movie. So definitely a recommendation.
What kind of score would you give it? Like out of 10 right now?
A high 8 or a 9.
All right.
Nice. Yeah. See, I was hoping to see the whole thing through and then write a review for it for the site, but that obviously fell through. But like you said, you don't need to see the first movie to know what's going on here because when it picks up, it's its own storyline. Because kind of how the first one ended was they had resolved the big issue and, things were done and wrapped up. So now this one is kind of they're not like bounty hunters, but it's along those lines, I think, right? Like
I would say mercenaries.
Yeah, they're mercenaries, so it starts up with them just doing a job, really no connection really with what had happened, so you can kind of just go into it and
okay.
And it's easy to
without saying any spoilers, they do a job, and I'm not gonna say who or what, but somebody messes up, and then that's how the movie picks up.
Okay,
so from there, that's where this new main plot kind of gets rolling.
You've seen the first one, right?
Yeah.
Those gold people weren't in the...
No, like I said, you don't need to have seen the first one. It's not really any kind of connection there between the two, other than the first one established all the characters teaming up and the kind of the bond they built, and this one, that's already established, and they're just rolling as a team, and it kicks off like that,
Yeah, come to think of it, the self one was kind of like a pretty the first one was a pretty self-contained story.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit nods to things to come as far as the whole Marvel universe is concerned. But
I mean, granted, I didn't see it all the way through because I had to leave about halfway through. I went to see it with a couple kids, and they were getting cranky, so had to leave.
Had a toothache emergency, right?
Yeah, tooth was falling out. I gotta go. Okay.
All right, this guy over here, like, hey, just hold on till the movie's over.
I told him.
You should have told them. The tooth fairy comes when you fall asleep.
I know.
Right away.
But I probably could have just gotten away with it, but whatever. But yeah, it was cool. The humor is all it's still there. It's different than the other Marvel movies because I feel like this one even more so doesn't take itself as seriously as far as the humor and everything goes, and the way the movie gets directed. It's a little bit more lighthearted as far as when it does come to comical scenes. It doesn't mind being a little bit like far-fetched with some of the things that happen. Mm-hmm. Like there's a scene with Rocket Raccoon kind of defending a spaceship that has crashed, and it's just him kind of by himself defending it, but he's setting off little traps and everything to get the guys that are trying to ambush him, but the guys are flying up in the air out of the woods, and it has a nice like widescreen shot of like the silhouettes of the guys flying in the air to the left side and the right side. Okay. It's very comical, but nothing you would see in any of the other, Avengers or Captain America or Iron Man movies, even though those are still kind of...
There's some levity there.
There's some levity there, but this, is even more so because it's just that... I think that's kind of what they had established with the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So
the only thing is,
it's kind of what expected a little
I'm
bit.
glad everybody's saying good things about it, but the only thing I was kind of concerned with is... The first movie I had zero expectations for because...
Yeah, then you ended up giving it a 10 on the website.
But you liked it,
Yeah,
though, right?
I actually wrote the review because I thought about watching this one and writing a review since my first review ever for the site was Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's a good movie, man. You and Tanner should go see it. You should go see it, and Tanner should go finish it. So
yeah, I definitely was...
It's $5, man. Next day off, go hit it up, man.
Yeah, well, I'm not off till Thursday next week. That's
Thursday,
another story.
Thursday, go sneak Tanner in. Tanner will sneak in the Four Lokes, man.
We'll have it in by the next week, and then we'll kind of... I don't know. Maybe we'll have a whole spoiler episode of the whole way through. But
yeah, usually we do spoilers like 2-3 weeks when the movie's been out.
Yeah, we
usually
did
Logan long enough.
Usually
when it's long enough for people to get a chance to see
it. But I mean, that show was cool. I liked.
I liked it a lot too.
The characters I saw, the humor was still there. What was that guy's name?
I don't even know, man.
Yeah, Drax.
Drax. Yeah, he was funny. He had his moments, and everyone kind of had their moments. Chris Pratt was pretty funny at times again.
Of course.
And
Rocket Raccoon had a lot of moments where he was funny too. So
Rocket Raccoon was cool. He had a pretty good scene. Like I was saying, that whole scene with the forest where he was being ambushed was a nice scene for him to show off him kind of being a badass and acting like a raccoon a little bit and like jumping into the trees and crawling around and stuff, but then still having his like tools of the trade where he makes all his traps and he's just laughing, like setting them off like, ha.
Yeah, speaking of that too, one of Rodrigo's favorite actors, Stallone's in there too, so
My favorite actor?
Yeah, he was in there, for a bit, yeah.
He had a few moments.
Did you say that?
He ends up being like part of the I don't remember what the gang is called.
I think he's like the leader of it, though, right? They're like some scavengers, some thieves, something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember the
The Expendables?
It sounds really bad that we don't know the name.
Is it the Expendables?
No, it's the same group that the blue guy was in.
Jason Statham
Also-
in there too. And
Chuck
No.
Norris.
Chuck
Norris was in
Jet
there.
Li.
Well, what's the blue guy? He had the mohawk.
Yolan, something like that.
Yondu. His name is Yondu.
Yondu, yeah.
Yondu, there we
So
go, Yondu.
that
Yondu.
same group of like bandits or kind of
The Ravagers.
the Ravagers, yeah. So Stallone is
Where's my trivia points?
He hasn't even seen
Yeah.
the movie. He knows more than we do.
The first Guardians of the Galaxy is amazing. Like I wrote that review, so I I watched that movie about 5-6 times.
So what was his name again? Yondu.
Yeah,
So,
Yondu.
so he's back there. He makes another appearance.
yeah, but
in there.
Stallone he's
I heard they upgraded
he's kind of
his
a-
mohawk though.
Oh
right?
yeah, nice.
well after a certain point though. That's kind of a spoiler
because
there.
because that was
But-
a lot, in the first one people were complaining because in the comics he's got the bigger mohawk.
Is it red?
Yeah,
Okay,
he has a
that-
big
well,
red mohawk,
that-
and they give
okay,
him kind
that
of
may or may not happen. I don't know. Watch the
Spoilers?
movie, but Stallone is in it, and he's part of the Ravagers, and I think he's like a bigger player in that group.
Space Expendables.
Yeah.
And then I don't. He's not in it for too long though.
Yeah, he
he
has
just
like-
kind of comes and goes
He has
during
like
a scene.
he has like one part in the first 15 to I'm gonna take a guess, the first 15 to 30 minutes of the movie.
I'll say about 30 minutes in.
Yeah, he makes an appearance, and Yondu tries to talk to him, and then then that's it, and then he has another appearance at the end. So he's
Yeah,
not
and then
that long.
besides that, Kurt Russell, I was not thinking he was going to be really. I knew he was in it because I had seen stuff just a few days ago that he was in kind of like red carpet shots, but he's apparently a big character in the movie.
He has a lot of time in it. And he plays.
Oh yeah, it's no secret who he is. in the
He's
movie.
playing as
He is
Star-Lord's dad.
Yep.
I don't remember
King of
his-
Spartax.
Yeah, so he's and I
remember.
didn't
his
really
name.
get to see what had played out through with him all the way,
Mhm.
but it seems like maybe his intentions were not in line with
it's
what
too,
you thought.
It's too bad, man, because you do got to go back and see it. The final fight scene was pretty badass, man.
Yeah,
and
I imagine, but
it had an awesome ending. I mean, I just wish I could tell you what it is, but I'm going to spoil too much.
Well,
of it, so.
I'm pretty sure by next week we'll all have seen it, and
Yeah.
we can go really.
Yeah, we'll go into it, but-
Guardians.
but from what I saw, I mean, it had all that music back in it. Whenever Star-Lord's listening to his tape deck, it's like Volume 2 mix, and it has a lot of cool hits,
Yeah.
from the time. And the direction was cool. All the CG is what you'd expect. It was all spot on. They did a good amount of screen time showing off each character and, what they were kind of about. And Drax and Raccoon had his little moment, and Gamora, and it was a Guardians movie. Just like the first one, they had
That's my
a
favorite character. Right?
equal share of
Oh,
storyline stuff.
who's your favorite?
I don't know how to say her name. I mean,
Gamora?
yeah, the green one, right?
The green one, yeah.
There we go.
The daughter of
She was cool.
Thanos.
Like a big thing with this one is her sister from the first movie, who was the villain.
Nebula.
Yeah, she's back as like a
She's in
villain,
there, too.
but
Spoilers.
I mean spoilers. She doesn't really stay as a villain.
Hey, all right.
But that you can kind of, if you had seen some of the screenshots and stuff,
Her, like the team shots. her
yeah,
and
you
Yondu
kind of
are
know
like-
that she comes around,
Yeah.
which is cool. But it was cool.
All right.
I can't really say much more about it because I didn't see much more. But
But being that I've seen it, I would say go see it.
Yeah.
Highly
We
recommendation.
will definitely get into it next week.
Everyone out there,
Yeah.
go see it if you
I
haven't.
do know they mentioned the Infinity Stones a little bit, so that also ties in a little bit with the rest of the universe. And the third Avengers movie is going to have the Guardians of the Galaxy in it. So, however this movie ends,
Well, I mean, the next one is the big one, the Infinity War. Like,
Infinity Wars,
it's
yeah.
the final phase of the Marvel movies. Like after this, who knows what's gonna happen? Everybody's contracts are up, and that's it. Like
Yeah.
they'll
Uh,
But like I said, I do know Guardians are going to be in that movie.
After
So-
after that, fuck it, we'll go do it. How about that?
Yeah, we'll
continue
take it
to-
up.
I'll take a Batista spot, man.
I'll be Star Lord.
Which is going to be crazy, by the way, thinking about Infinity Wars, because it's going to be all the characters. It's going to be Spider-Man. It's going to be the Guardians. It's going to be everything they've built. And
Yeah,
aside, I mean, whether you're a Marvel fan or a fan of those movies or not, for them to get all of these people to be in this movie and have them contracted or not, but just have them on board with this kind of a thing is like huge for film.
just to see what
I
they
mean,
built the whole
just
from
all
phase
this
1 to now.
years in the making. I mean, it's not 1 or 2 years. People I think forget, like, it's easy to think like, oh, it's only been it's like Marvel's, it's been around for a few years. It's been like years and years, 7-10 years in the making.
It started with Iron Man 1.
I mean, it's been a long time coming, and for them to keep all these people wrapped up and on board, whether it's through contract or whether it's through they just really have their heart in it and they want to keep it going, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool that they've been doing this storyline. And
Let's be frank, they're making a ton of money.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're on board because they're making a ton of money, but I'm sure a
a
lot
lot
of them too.
Chris Pratt moved out of the van, I heard.
Yeah,
There you go.
I know a lot of them though. I'm sure just they have their heart into the characters and they want to see it through too, and they're just glad to kind of be in that position.
I know Robert Downey's really into being Iron Man.
That's for sure. That's one thing too. Yeah, he's just
if they make like 10 more Iron Man movies, I'm sure he's gonna want to be Iron Man.
I mean, he's doing a big Spider-Man. He's got a huge role in that movie. I mean, and I feel like it's just because he just loves to be that character, and he's just down for it.
He loves being it off camera too. You guys seen those YouTube videos of him right off camera, like he's visiting sick kids?
Oh yeah.
Did you see the one where you visit the kid with the missing arm?
No.
Okay, check it out. It's pretty cool. So he teams up with this guy who makes like really cheap robotic parts for kids missing legs or missing legs or arms or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy makes an Iron Man arm for this Iron Man fan, and the kid's like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. He's missing his hand, or he's missing his whole arm from like the shoulder down. So they take him to a hotel. And then he turns around, and it's Robert Downey Jr. He goes, "Oh, how's it going?" He shakes his hand. He's wearing a bow tie, too. He goes, "Nice bow tie, by the way."
Nice.
So then they open up the cases, and there's some Iron Man arms, and they put it on together. And this kid who's missing an arm now has a functioning robotic arm. And he can move it around, twist it, shake your hand, whatever. And it was given to him, well, not made by him, but given by Iron Man himself.
Right.
That's a big deal for that kid.
Yeah, he's never going to forget that. I think that's really cool that Robert Downey would do something like that, too.
Yeah.
But there was also that one picture about that kid that was crying because he wanted to see Iron Man, and Robert Downey Jr. showed up as himself.
Oh,
I want to see Iron Man.
I don't want to care about Tony Stark. I want to see Iron Man.
He's this dude with the goatee.
I don't care about Robert Downey Jr.
But anyway, The Guardians is a cool movie. Aside from that, just hats off to Marvel and what they've been doing.
Yeah, I know I'm a DC fanboy, but even I got to give my props to Marvel. And as far as Infinity War is concerned, I'm super excited to see what this all has built up to from Iron Man 1 to now.
You said like she's the daughter of Thanos. That's what you said.
Thanos.
That's that guy from Marvel vs. Capcom, right? Our Marvel superheroes, the last boss. Is that the same guy or no?
The third one?
No. Do you remember Marvel? Do you remember Marvel superheroes?
Yeah. Thanos was there.
The purple and yellow guy.
Yeah,
that's
yellow.
That's but that's the same guy, right?
The Laker Lord. Yeah, that's him.
That's the same guy, right? We're talking about.
Yeah, that's
okay.
He's the one with the Infinity Gauntlet and the gems.
Okay, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he made an appearance in the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
And even at the end of the first Avengers movie, they showed his face.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Was it the first Avengers where they teased him being like the big guy coming up?
Mm-hmm. At the end credits, he just turned around and smiled.
Voiced by, I think, Jeff Bridges?
No, he's voiced and played by Josh Brolin.
It's a CGI guy, or is it like an actor playing him?
It's an actor playing him,
CGI?
but with heavy CGI.
Like they put the dots on his face. It's Josh Brolin from No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'll take care of this myself. And
Speaking of that, I love that movie too, man.
Yeah.
You guys like that
classic.
movie?
Oh heck yeah.
Old Country?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie.
No Country for Old Men.
No Country. Oh, I said Old Country.
Old Country combined.
Oh man, I love these.
I combined some words there.
I love the Hitman in that movie, man.
No, that haircut though.
The haircut, yeah.
Oh, I love the
it's weird because that guy, I heard he didn't really speak a lot of English, and he didn't really want to be in the movie. He was very intimidated to be on it, but he had always wanted to work with the Coen brothers, so he kind of just took that leap and jumped into it. And they were like, "You're gonna be great. Like, don't worry about it."
He was.
They
he was
talked
too.
him into it, and he turned out.
And he didn't. You saying he didn't speak that much English? He didn't have that many lines either. I mean, he talked here and there, but he didn't have like anything dramatic.
His silenced shotgun spoke for him.
Yeah, he didn't have a whole.
Or that thing with the air compressed cow killing thing. Whatever that was.
He's like stand still, just stand still. Right? And then he's like pointing up, and the cops is looking at it.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Anyways,
that's like a video game weapon or something. Like use it to like bust off locks on doors.
From Hitman or something.
Yeah, it seems like it would be something
for sure
from one of those. But
we'll probably put it in the new Metal Gear movie. Just gotta email the KWO, see if they'll do it, man.
I mean, well, they're no longer involved with Metal Gear.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that
too soon, man.
Gone.
Too soon. But
I'm sure he's thrilled knowing that all his work is going down to shit with his new zombie Metal Gear game.
I'm so glad we haven't heard anything.
Well, that's why he left it the way he did. He was like,
But he couldn't bring Snake with him though. So he had to leave his pride and joy away. Maybe he can maybe he can put Snake in something.
He's got Norman Reedus now, kids.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, him and his boyfriend Norman Reedus.
Yeah, hopefully
hold this fake baby for me.
Yeah. Here, give me that crossbow. You hold the baby.
Yeah, some weird stuff going in there. But yeah,
that's a topic for a different. I could get into it, but let's move on.
We should totally next week get into Kojima.
We should,
talk
will.
about that
okay,
whole
so
thing.
if you're listening, stay tuned next week. We're going to go into...
Yeah, we should get some
Death Stranding.
We should get some
Death
KWO
Stranding.
T-shirts too, man.
Yeah, because there's...
Yes. We'll start the next podcast with NWO.
Yeah,
theme.
with the NWO theme song.
Copyright. I don't care. I'll take it. For sure, yeah. Next week we'll get into the Kojima, Death Stranding, Silent Hills, MGS5 stuff. But coming back to movies, and we haven't seen all of us hasn't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, but a movie that we all have seen, I think. Have you seen Scott Pilgrim?
No.
Versus the World? Okay, you haven't seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Jeez. It's another one on the list. I just conquered one. I got Tanner to watch it finally, so
Yeah.
it's one of my favorites. And go ahead and
I haven't seen it, but I kind of know what it's about. Isn't it like a guy?
you don't know what it's about. Trust me.
The movie?
Yeah.
Isn't it about a
You
guy?
know, but you don't know it.
Yeah.
Isn't it about
You don't know,
some guy fighting a bunch of ex-boyfriends of his girlfriend, some shit like that?
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
7.
7.
It's also it's important to state not ex-boyfriends, exes.
Yeah, she had a little...
Oh, she
She had a phase in between there.
She went to college, huh?
Yeah,
I think they played off or something like that.
I think, yeah. They had she quote unquote she had a phase in.
Oh, so exes, huh?
Yeah.
She had a sexy phase.
Not just boyfriends, huh? But girlfriends.
Yeah,
well.
because there's a thing where Scott will keep saying like, "I gotta fight your boyfriend." She's like exes, and she'll constantly correct them until you find out why. And there you go. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
And so finally, Tanner got around to seeing it.
Yeah. I didn't see it for a long time. I remember seeing it come out in theaters, and I was like, even though I'm a big video game fan and that kind of a fan of music fan and everything of the. It seemed like the movie was up my alley, but I just couldn't pull myself to go see it because it looked a little like cheesy as far as the action and stuff goes out. And it turns out it is very over the top, but it turns out that's just the way the comics and stuff goes, and it fits with the movie. And you're not supposed to take it too seriously when it comes down to the movie and you're done with it. I mean, even watching it halfway through, you realize, okay, well, this is clearly in the direction of lightheartedness.
Yeah, so you shouldn't like finish the movie and go, oh, that was so unrealistic.
Yeah, by the time they're having that first fight, you're already seeing stuff that's like a little silly.
Well, you have to. I think I told you this when you first got into look at it like a musical. When musicals are not realistic by any means. Nobody.
Yeah, people aren't just stopping to bust out big songs.
Yeah, but in this case,
it translates to where people aren't just stopping to have this ridiculous kung fu fight.
Yeah, they're having fights instead.
Are they having Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon fights where they're flying in the air?
Yeah, it's choreographed very well. I mean,
it's choreographed by.
It's not like that style where they're jumping in wireframes and stuff you're seeing everywhere, but. It's definitely
it's like martial arts fighting that kicks,
spin
kicks.
It's very stylized with a lot of effects on top.
Okay.
It's the fight scenes are choreographed by the Jackie Chan stunt team.
They have weapons involved too.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah, some of them, yeah.
But the Jackie Chan stunt team choreographed the fights, and there's definitely some Jackie Chan.
Is Jackie Chan in it?
No, he's not in it. It's his stunt team.
You can see some of that style rub off.
Okay.
In the scenes,
and they're really well choreographed, which is. If I don't know if you guys watched the third movie that the directors Edgar Wright did with his buddies Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
What's it called?
They did Shaun of the Dead. They did Hot Fuzz, and the last one was The World's End.
I saw Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
I saw the first two, but
nobody saw the third one.
No.
Well, that was made after Scott Pilgrim, and they kept that stunt team, and
it worked out.
Yeah, they used them because there's a lot of choreographed fights in that movie, and they are freaking amazing. And so Scott Pilgrim kind of there's legit fighting. It's based a lot of them about bands, and they have legit bands come in and help do the music, and they had the actors learn to play the instruments.
And everything, yeah. One of the early scenes with them jamming in the band is just a cool widescreen shot of the living room where they're just rocking out, and you can tell that they're in it, playing their hearts out and everything, and then the credits, I think, start rolling or something like that, and you kind of know, okay, you're in for a movie that's a little,
it's out of the box.
It's a little out of the box, humorous. It was cool. It has a lot of video game nods as far as special effects that pop up. Scores is the easiest thing to bring up while he's doing stuff. You'll have 1,000 points, 100 points, but a lot of very subtle musical nods that unless you really honed in on, you wouldn't notice that were there.
Something you might when he beats somebody, it'll say KO in big letters, straight from Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, stuff from Zelda, stuff
Zelda,
a lot of games. Final Fantasy, I think.
He plays the bass music from Final Fantasy 2.
It's all over the place, and it's cool that they also got all of the approval to, I guess, put all this stuff in and kind of run with it. But then it's also kind of like, he's out of high school. He's like 22, I think. So it's also kind of the story. It's kind of late to graduate high school, don't you think?
Oh no! He's out of. He's out. Yeah, but I mean,
that's totally so fascinating. The story starts with him. Well, he's out of school, but he's dating a 17-year-old girl from high school. So friends are like, "Oh, what's going on? Oh man, shit. That's not cool." And he's like, "Oh, well, whatever. We're just hanging out. We haven't done anything." But
he knows she's 17.
Yeah, they haven't even held hands.
But that's not really like the major point. It's just that's just kind of the setup. But then he meets a girl at like a party that he's just immediately attracted to. Hasn't talked to her or anything. It's just that kind of
love at first sight.
Love at first sight attraction. And then he's just after her. What he's gonna do to try to be with her and to kind of break through her, because she's a very kind of like stubborn, like walled up chick. You can tell. Obviously knows she's pretty and just like kind of like and he's determined. Turns out there's like these 7 exes that he has to end up fighting to.
They start challenging him.
Yeah, to start like as the movie goes, it's just like random fights that we'll encounter. Like it's a 2-hour movie maybe, so you can imagine every 7th of the movie there's just a fight that kind of interjects.
The movie is crammed. It's 6 books crammed into one movie, and they do it. They do it.
And then he's just going and doing all this stuff, and he's like, "Man, are you kidding me? Like I've almost died a couple of times today." But it's cool. And then even the boyfriends are not taken too seriously. One of them is Chris Evans, which everybody loves as Captain America.
Okay.
He's like a actor / professional skateboarder, and he plays into the role very silly. Like he just knows it's like corny as hell. And
his first appearance when he shows up on the movie set, it plays the Universal logo.
It even does like the little head nods for it. There's a lot of scenes too where he's in a band. He's normally a part of a band until maybe then the end. They're trying to kind of get starbound, like get big and get known. And so there's a lot of scenes with like the band dueling with someone else, and there's some scenes where they're using the music to battle each other, which is kind of cool. And then besides that, there's scenes where they're just playing a show as part of the normal story, but it gets interrupted by some emo-looking weird-ass dude who comes in to try to like
a fight breaks
out, and that's like probably one of the first fights. Is like Scott being like, "What the hell is going on?" And he's just in the middle of playing bass, and then some fight breaks out. And you're trying to think to yourself, like, is this really happening? Is this just kind of an imagination? But it is really happening. It's just very far-fetched, but, silly. And like we were saying about, like, this would never happen. It's taken real lightly, and you have to just accept that it's just... like everyone even turns into coins. When he beats them, it's just a bunch of coins that fall on the ground. A big score
number pops out, and they turn into coins.
And it's just kind of played off like... It's just rolled over everybody like, oh, no big deal.
This always happens when you beat somebody, right?
Yeah. So if you had to give it a score right now,
10.
Yeah.
I would say probably 8 or 9.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out.
I was kind of like, because I was saying that movie I think is like almost written for you. Cause,
I feel like it definitely falls into a certain niche of people who would be attracted to that kind of a movie. If I can see a lot of other people giving it low scores if it's not in the camp that their interests are in.
Yeah.
So.
Especially if you don't understand video games at all.
Yeah, if you're not, but even besides the games, if you can understand that the movie is supposed to be taken kind of with a silly tone for some of the stuff.
It's supposed to be like corny, but entertaining corny.
Yeah, and if you can't, if you're just being stuck up about that, you're not going to have fun with it.
It's kind of sad because when if you guys look back at the day it was released, it came out real bad. It came out number 5. It opened up the same day as Expendables, the first one, and that movie tore it up. I
mean, even I didn't go see it, but it's one of those movies where I probably should have seen it in theaters, and I didn't, and it's my bad, but...
Yeah, you're not going to hear that Zelda theme in the theater.
Yeah.
That was so cool when I first heard that. it had a bad opening, which is kind of lame, and I think I remember one of the reviews that sticks to me was the guy saying, like, Scott Pilgrim is a great movie for, this certain type of people, but those are the type of people that would rather pirate a movie than go see it in the theaters, which is why it probably didn't do so well.
I mean, granted, I didn't read the books. I know there's 6 books,
but I didn't check out any of those. I did play the game before seeing the movie. It was the same self-titled, Scott Pilgrim versus the World by Ubisoft game, and it actually pretty closely followed the story of the movie, which I'm assuming follows pretty closely to the story of the books. But
for the most part,
yeah, that was cool. And yeah, it's a cool. I mean, it's also just this cool story of like just some dude going after a girl he likes, and
there's
it's also pretty easy, relatable.
There,
yeah, in a way, of like.
What did you say it was a what?
It's real relatable. Like,
Relatable?
Yeah, like people look at Game of Thrones and like that's fantasy stuff, but so many people are in it because they're telling like real world, like there's problems that the characters are having that you can kind of fit into your life. Mm-hmm. It's just add dragons and whatever in there.
Yeah, let's throw 3 dragons in there.
Yeah, in this case, throw freaking coins and giant
just,
KOs.
Yeah, but just the relationship and just some of that stuff that revolves around that, and it's you can kind of relate. So,
well, all right, cool.
You got the first volume of you got the first volume of the book, so
yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'll let you guys know how much it compares to the actual movie.
Yeah, maybe you like it more or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
Speaking of games and movies and all that, we've been starting uploading videos, more videos on our YouTube channel. We haven't really talked about it too much, other than the fact that we would send, we tell you guys at the end to where you can find us.
Yeah,
but if Tanner, you want to go ahead and get into some of the videos we recorded during the week, some are uploaded already as we speak, and some are still on their way.
Yeah, well, we have a ton already. I mean, there's not a whole lot. There's not like hundreds of videos or anything by any means, but
fair share though, right?
Yeah, there's a fair share as far as retro and new current games goes. There's a whole retro playlist on there, and then most recently we've done Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which I know is a little bit older at this point, but if you want to see me get my ass kicked by Rodrigo, you can go ahead and check that out. It's like a 20-minute thing.
I have to show people Dark Phoenix, what's up.
Yeah, I mean, granted, all these things have commentary on it, so if that's your cup of tea to watch some videos, with a couple of dudes just kind of talking about the game and the history and, BSing and stuff, check it out.
I noticed my fighting game videos, they get more views if they're commentaried.
Yeah.
Personally.
I mean, I do like watching commentary on videos. I don't really enjoy the whole I'm a character, look at me, like I'm gonna be wacky and in the camera and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I enjoy just the kind of more informative.
Yeah, I don't do any of that PewDiePie shit. So
yeah, which is what I'm not into. I mean, I know he's got however many million subscribers, and people love it, obviously, but that's not what we're doing.
Yeah, shout out to PewDiePie.
Yeah, he's all pissed off because he's making $7 million this year instead of 10.
Oh, big boohoo with your YouTube Red contract.
God.
Which is gone, by the way.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've got Marvel vs. Capcom 3 most recently up. What is it? We had a little Star Wars, little special episode.
Which one did you do? Battlefront, or which one did you do?
We did Star Wars Battlefront 2 with a buddy of mine, Sam, and then we recorded Super Nintendo's Super Star Wars.
Okay.
Where
is that the hard one that's really hard, or is it the Empire one?
No, it's really tough.
Yeah, I heard it was really hard.
Granted, though, if you listen to that, sorry about the mic ahead of time because my buddy Sam had his mic cut off. Amateur mistake. Yep. So
just happens.
Be prepared for that. And then I think we ended it with Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racing on Dreamcast.
Did you do a little Injustice 1 too?
Yeah, so we have that coming out probably in a few days.
Oh, it's not
where me and Rodrigo played some Injustice 1.
I think we're saving it for when the Injustice 2 is about to come out in a couple of days or on Tuesday.
Yeah, I want to try to get mine uploaded on it just before my whole Injustice 2 comes up, so I can just put my first time playing Injustice 1.
I didn't do very good. Granted, I mean.
I'm sorry. You did win a couple games in that one.
I did win a couple, I think, is
spoilers.
Batgirl,
yeah. Well, I was playing as Wonder Woman.
Who I guess turns out, I found out she's my main, so I was pretty cool with her. So yeah, that's my.
Isn't she top tier too?
Yeah, she's got some real easy stuff to do.
Well, Sonic Fox won it with Batgirl, didn't
he? You've seen some of her shenanigans. I mean, I told you how to play as her, so yeah, you saw some of her shenanigans.
Yeah, I learned pretty quick with her. She was cool. Yeah. Other than the recent stuff, I mean, we have plenty of Zelda Breath of the Wild, a good hour-long episode of that. I mean, it's kind of a middle ground playthrough, so you can kind of see what the game is about. I know it's a little bit older by now, but some Zelda there. We got Gears of War 3 cooperative. We got Guilty Gear XRD Revelator, some more fighting game stuff. We did actually on that same episode we did a 3 fighting games. I think we did that. We did Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and then I think what was it?
King of Fighters
2003. Yeah, that was a whole episode there.
Yeah.
I mean, besides that, we got like Bump and Jump.
Well, one of the more recent ones that we did some Superman.
Superman, yeah, we also did a little Superman episode with Superman on NES, which is garbage. If you want to take a look at that,
There's spoiler. There's the Statue of Liberty in the opening of that game. She's telling Superman, "You're Clark Kent. You gotta help everybody."
She's talking to Superman.
Yeah, the Statue of Liberty. Superman's just looking at the Statue of Liberty like, "All right, I got you."
I'm gonna help. I'm gonna watch you.
Yeah,
from this one spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she also help you beat up the Marshmallow Man too?
No, she doesn't do anything.
We never got that far.
Other than give you a nice speech.
And then we found a fighting game called Justice League Task Force.
Yeah, which Rodrigo actually turned out to be pretty good at.
Oh my god, that game!
Until he went to play story mode,
yeah.
And then the computer just
the
whoops
computer
ass.
Aquaman just would not let me do anything.
Yeah,
he just kept doing
Aquaman.
like shin kicks until I said, "Look, computer Aquaman, let me learn how."
If
to
you don't
play."
think Aquaman is cool, check out this video. And you'll be shown why.
Superman's
It's a
ass
different
over
story.
here. Oh, but that game is way better than it has any right to be. It's ridiculous. It was made by Blizzard and Acclaim.
Yeah,
It's pretty dope. But yeah, it's a legit good fighting game. It's insane. Like when we were playing, I mean, watch the video and you can hear my excitement there as I discover this.
yeah. And Superman has his mullet, right? His big mullet.
Yeah, his
Doesn't he
90s
hair?
mullet. Yeah, he has his 90s mullet, which is pretty
Yeah.
dope.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen like screenshots, but I never played it. You can play like probably what 8 or 10 characters.
It's about maybe 8,
I think
closer
it was
to
about
8.
8. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what it is.
It's on the SNES, right?
I've
Yeah.
seen, like,
and no, that was Super Nintendo.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Podcast episodes also being put up on there. So if you want, there's not any video with it, but if you want to skip right to certain sections, it's kind of cool on YouTube. You can click on the timestamp,
Yeah, you
and
timestamp them. So.
YouTube does a cool little feature where it'll just jump you ahead to a certain spot.
Right.
I mean, we also have Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, J-Stars, Resident Evil 7, good hour-long playthrough there. Some old school stuff like Road Rash 2, even a good hour-and-a-half long Half-Life 2, Gundam vs. Gundam. We did the entire Golden Axe series, episodes 1, 2, and 3. Fallout 4, we did that for about a half hour.
I like that game.
One.
The game is pretty cool. You guys like it?
Yeah.
Fallout 4, I like
I
it.
haven't
cool.
I've yet to play it. Yet.
It's
Granted, if you watch this Fallout 4 episode, don't have children nearby because that was one episode I was not in on. It was my buddies Sam and John, and they are pretty filthy with their language.
I
Are they worse than me?
Oh, it was so
Oh
bad.
my
Every
God.
other, that was the one episode I was gonna put an age
to
gate
be
on.
fair, you've like toned it down like immensely compared to the pilot.
Yeah, just watch this Fallout 4. It's.
Well,
I was
I-
even
You
debating
went-
whether
you
to
went
put it up or
straight
not.
PG-13.
Well, I'm not going to change, and I have one thing to say about that. Fuck.
Oh, so there you go. Never mind. I take it all back. Kids.
Yeah, I mean Battlefield 1. We also got Lost Planet 2 cooperative, where me and a buddy play. We got the entire playthrough.
You got a lot of shit, right?
Yeah, we got
Sounds like a lot. We got
the entire
content,
playthrough
kids.
of Maniac Mansion on Nintendo.
I think
Entertainment System.
and we need to get on it. We need to set a date.
Yeah,
where
Mario Tennis, Conquer's Bad Fur Day, Final Fight, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
And
but we got
only
to
more
get a
coming.
date set where me and you play through Contra, man. That's what I want to get through.
So I mean, it's slow going, but it's definitely there. It's all commentary, and it's all about an hour long.
Yeah, the content's there, kids, and then we got more coming down the pike for sure. Like
It's fun.
I know we talked about doing
I mean, it's all good quality too. I mean, I put them up on 1080 if it's a newer game, and if it's an old school game, it's up there on 720 at least. And
I remember we talked about doing the
Watch it
Onimusha
on-
series.
yeah, I think we're gonna probably
I
try
hated
to.
Onimusha 1, man. I liked them all except Onimusha 1.
Yeah, that's probably the one I remember the least.
Yeah.
I remember loving Onimusha 2 and up.
And I remember that dam in the beginning of the game, that damn water puzzle you have to put together, or if you don't put it together fast enough, it took me forever to figure that crap out, and I hated it.
But I think we're gonna probably try to play through Contra
Okay.
coming up soon, which probably won't be too many episodes. If we do an hour-long episode each, it'll probably be like, I imagine, 3 or 4.
I think an hour we can do Contra and Super Contra.
I mean, if we play legitimately through Contra, it's probably going to be a couple hours.
That's the thing too. Like when we last played, we're like, we got this. We freaking died in the third level. You know?
I mean, because like we could be using save states.
yeah, we could be using Konami code.
Yeah, I mean,
There you go.
not to get us in trouble, but emulation is a thing. So, which is probably how we'll be doing it. But other than that, I mean, Onimusha
Allegedly.
would be on PS2. I think that would be a very long playthrough if we
Yeah.
tried to.
Of Onimusha, you said?
If
Yeah.
we tried to,
Yeah, it's gonna
yeah.
take like 7-8 hours, man.
No, that'd be more than that. I think that would be like I'd probably be like a 15 to 28 hour like
Yeah. What would I do? What
hour
I-
long. That'd be like a 20 episode thing with hour
sure.
each.
What
something
I would
like
do
that. Very long,
if
but-
I was you, what I would do, I would just
it'd be fun. It's a cool
record
game.
the best parts, man. Don't record you like going through the forest.
Well,
leveling up.
we wanted to specifically do the fourth one because the fourth one is the only one that has co-op.
Okay.
And the co-op was a secret.
Yeah.
But you don't get the co-op and you kind of do get it right away, but we can just do You
you can pretty much do it like right
the main
away.
parts, because there's a lot of part where your characters get separated, and there is a lot of playing by yourself because the co-op's not meant to be.
Is
in
the
game
fourth
as a
one-
secret.
Yeah, that's true.
Is the fourth one the one where he plays, what's this guy's name, Soki?
Yeah,
or-
you play as Soki.
Okay, that's cool.
It's the first Onimusha and the last one, I guess, where they decided not to use actual actors for the character faces. The Samanosuke Akechi was always played by Takashi Kaneshiro.
And then you had Leon,
Yeah.
then you had
Yeah, he
Leon
was
the
cool.
professional,
That's
right?
what I want to say. Onimusha 3 is my favorite of all time
You
because
got Leon the
you have
professional.
freaking Leon Jean Reno, one of my favorite actors of all time. He's in there shooting.
He has a whip.
Oh, he has a whip.
I think that's the only one I never played.
Oh, it's badass,
Oh,
dude.
it's
I remember it and I enjoyed it.
Just watch the intro for that one.
Yeah, he got a whip, man. He ain't fucking around. You think Wonder Woman's bad with her whip? Oh no,
No, he has a whip and a FAMAS
Yeah.
and a French freaking SMG.
Nice.
And he's Jean Reno. There's a scene where he rides a motorcycle. A boat is trying to escape, and he rides a motorcycle and ramps and lands right on. It's whatever.
That might have been one of the last things he's done professionally, right? I mean, I haven't.
No.
I haven't seen him in a while, but
He has.
I mean, I'm
about-
sure he's done some stuff after that, but that was probably at the end of his peak. There was.
as far as America,
but
sure.
everybody knows him as the professional.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
as Leon, the professional.
I mean, I didn't even see that movie, but I.
You haven't seen that movie?
No, but I.
God
Oh
damn.
my god!
Yeah.
We
We'll
went
be
through
back
this.
and we'll talk about Professional next week.
Okay, because I have to say this now because when I had Tanner watch Scott Pilgrim earlier this week, there were some other movies that came up, and I can't remember what they were right now.
Was the professional on it though?
No, it wasn't professional, but there were other movies just like up there that he should have seen, and he just kept saying, "I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I've never
Damn.
seen that."
Yeah,
So we have a
Oh
list
well,
now, kids.
there's some people like that. I mean,
and I. Not to get off topic, but I think we might entertain the idea of doing a commentary over some movies. So
Yeah, I think Scott Pilgrim, since you finally see it,
Yeah.
and if you've heard earlier, I think I have a lot to say.
yeah, there's a lot of
behind-the-scenes
behind
stuff.
but I think we should get
stuff.
started on the professional first.
That'd be cool. Yeah. So
That's
You
a
gotta
lot.
see it first.
It's a badass movie, man.
So probably
You don't like Beethoven?
I don't know. I guess we would
Gary
probably put
Oldman.
that on SoundCloud and YouTube as the two main things, and then you can just push play and then play on your movie and have some commentary on it. But
It's not something that hasn't been done before for sure, but it's
but
pretty,
it might be coming down the pipeline for sure.
hell yeah, man.
As far as iTunes, we're also trying to get this on iTunes. I know people are not really big into SoundCloud and getting all that going.
Yeah, but it's
also
a start, man.
It's also a pretty big pain. It turns out to get everything on iTunes. So which needs a lot of work with the site to set that up, which we're working on. So in the meantime, just YouTube it if you have a monitor to keep on, or just put up with SoundCloud and then you can lock your phone, have it in the car, or whatever. And you don't have to watch it.
Yeah, man. Tons of movies. Shit, Jean Reno, Onimusha.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said off topic, but there's nothing off topic here, all right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
talk
everything.
about
It's
everything.
So
It's all fair.
it's in the title, pretty much. But yeah, I mean,
I think that was all of our topics, though. That we.
We skipped
Had-
one.
had
We skipped
planned.
one, but we can save it for next week, I guess.
What was that?
right,
The movie theater
we had
experience.
some weird.
yeah,
Well, it's up
yeah.
to you if you guys want to get into it or do you want to save it for next week.
Well, the thing is, we're about an hour in, so we
Alright.
can either spend about 15 minutes or so doing some back of the box trivia.
Let's do the back of the
Like we
box.
did last week,
Yeah, we'll save it for
or-
next
okay.
week.
Okay,
man.
yeah,
That's
We'll
what I
watch-
want to do. Are you cool with
We'll
that?
watch Guardians of the Galaxy, and then we'll reflect on the movie, and then we'll kind of go in depth about some
Experience.
positive and negative experiences at the movie theaters that
or
we've had,
just
and-
plain weird.
Yeah, just plain weird.
You guys just said that at the same time.
All right, so I'm ready for this trivia, man.
Let's recap what happened last time.
Last time you whooped my ass 7-3, and he was like, "Okay, there's only a few more left." I'm like, even if I answer all these correctly, you still beat me," which I did. So you still whooped me 7-6. So
Yeah, so I have some movies and some video games this time.
how about what do you want? I don't care. What do you want to do first, video games or movies?
Let's start off with movies.
Okay.
It's something new,
Okay,
different mindset.
let's see if... Oh, this is actually going to be a tough one, because it's...
Because blank on blank went to blank.
No, it's a lot of Chinese...
And then he fought a blank.
names here, so okay.
Yeah.
Crouching
All
Tiger,
right.
Hidden Dragon.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You
Is
just gave it
Did
away.
I
You
win?
freaking fuck.
Did I get it?
Are you kidding me?
Did I-
No, that was it.
I got a point. I'm up.
What the
All I had to
heck?
say was Chinese names.
Yeah.
The first thing was going to be two master warriors, blank and blank, are faced with their greatest challenge when the treasure Green Dynasty sword is
Yeah,
stolen.
Green Dynasty.
Yeah, so.
God damn it, that's not fair.
All right.
Hey,
He didn't even start reading anything.
What-
yet. He
what
already
is it?
answered the question. Okay.
And sorry, our levels here are probably going off the chart. I'll have that
Yeah,
amplified
sorry about
down.
that.
But
Hell yeah.
here's the first official one, then, I guess.
No, it's 1-0.
No, we'll give it to him. Give it to
This
him.
is-
That's,
yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
I got
Okay.
I got my ass handed to me last week. I deserve a point.
Okay, all right.
probably gonna whoop my ass again.
Oh no,
Here we go.
no pressure.
From one of the most celebrated filmmakers in the history of animated cinema comes the most acclaimed film of 2002. Blank, latest triumph, filled with astonishing animation and epic adventure, is a dazzling masterpiece for the ages.
2002.
It's a wonderful, welcoming work of art.
This movie came out in 2002.
That's as funny and entertaining as it is brilliant, beautiful, and deep. Blank is a wondrous fantasy about a young girl, Blank, trapped in a strange new world of spirits. When her parents undergo
Is
a
it Spirited
mysterious transformation, Spirited Away.
I don't know what the hell that is.
I was thinking
Yeah,
Studio Ghibli, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't gonna really grab an anime to, or like a full featured film anime, but
I was
I
about
figured
to
I
say,
would throw a
I
wrench
was about
in
to say
there.
My Neighbor Totoro first until you said.
I wasn't
Spirit.
going to say anything. I had no idea what you were talking
Yeah.
about.
Damn.
So that was a given for you.
I guess so.
all right,
I'll
let's
take
see here. All right, next one here. Who is the man who hides his scarred face behind a mask? Hero or madman?
Is it Dark Man?
Liberator or oppressor? Who is Blank? And who will join him in his daring plot to destroy the totalitarian regime that
V for
dominates
Vendetta?
his nation?
That's
Yeah, V from Vendetta.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
But there's
Terrific.
a lot. I was
Vendetta
going to
is
say
up there
Deadpool too. I was like, no, I can't
Yeah,
make that because
because I was thinking like Spawn or something.
I could have been Spawn too. Well, there's a lot of movies where they're
But he
hiding.
says he just said scarred. I'm like, they would say more than that, right? Like burnt face,
Yeah.
toasty. I don't know.
All right, 2-1.
Toasty.
Some of these pictures are a little blurry, so if you hear me
You took
pausing
them, right?
for a second, yeah, it's because I'm trying to figure out what the hell this is
Shout
saying.
outs to the photographer.
All right, next one here. The blank has broken, but the quest to destroy the blank continues.
Lord of the Rings.
Blank and blank.
The Fellowship has broken, but the quest to destroy the ring continues.
Okay, well, we'll give it to you, but in the
The
future,
Two
I'm not
Towers.
sure. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Say,
Two
all right, done.
But in the
No,
future,
no.
Want more detail?
Not
Done.
like in the future. Go
I'm
ahead.
not sure if we need to be like spot on
No,
with
like-
like within the series of what it is.
No, just say it. Like for example, if the answer is Spider-Man 3 and we say Spider-Man, just give it to us.
Okay.
Yeah, just to make
'Cause
it,
in-
it'll
I
go
think in
smoother.
The last episode, we had one where you
It was
said
Metroid.
Zelda or something, or Metroid. Yeah,
you said
and it
Metroid
was.
Prime.
I don't know if we need to be specific about
Nah,
Metroid Prime.
Just if it's right, just give it to me.
Yeah, that way we just keep
Okay.
going. Yeah.
Yeah. So was it 3-zip? 3-1 or
Is it 3 or it's 2? Oh, it's 3, right? Yeah,
3-1? Yeah. Nah, well, I was kind of expecting it. Shit.
You were listening to our Guardians of the Galaxy talk. I think all the characters' names. I knew that you guys didn't know.
You haven't even seen the movie. And you know more about it than me. God, that greedy alien's so hot.
Gamora. All right, next one here. An amazing cast of big screen favorites is directed by blank.
Expendables.
No. And special guest director blank. In an acclaimed and visually stunning hit that's the coolest movie of the year. Straight from the pages of blank hip series blank graphic novels,
Not the Ninja Turtles.
blank
Is it?
stars as a cop with a bum ticker and a vow to protect a sexy stripper.
Bodyguard.
As an outcast misanthrope on a mission to avenge the death of his one true love and love of blank. This is weird.
Is it the Punisher?
It's a Deadpool.
No, who spends his night defending blank and her old town girls and
Protecting a stripper. Who protects a
And-
stripper?
Oh,
Blank.
it's Sin City.
from a tough guy.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sin City. That was
Fuck, I didn't
so
know
many
that either.
names.
I haven't even
and
seen
Yeah,
that.
stuff
yeah,
there
yeah. I
blinking
forgot
out.
that was
Okay.
Clive Owen's character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, this
my
next
bad.
picture's
Sorry,
pretty
man.
blurry.
No, I mean, no, it's fair is fair, man. I mean, shit. I haven't seen the movies. I don't know what the hell they're saying.
You haven't seen Sin City?
No,
Oh, Christ.
I saw it on the plane to Thailand, but the plane was so crowded. You're squinched together, and you're flying 30 hours. It's hard to focus on that movie.
You need to see that movie. There's a character I think you really like. He's the big dude. I forgot his name, but he's got the big, strong dude.
Yeah, no, that was a cool movie. I didn't see the second one.
A Dame to Kill For? It's fine. It's not that. It wasn't
Yeah.
that good.
How many more movies you got left?
2 more. No, I'm
Excuse
sorry.
me.
3 more movies left.
All right, let's get into it, man.
Shut
So-
it down.
We'll do it live.
Do it live. All right, next one here. After surviving an unexpected attack in enemy territory, jet-setting industrialist blank builds a high-tech suit of
Iron Man.
armor.
Iron Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Come on.
two for-
Iron Man 1. Yep.
you should have just said in the beginning, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, you might as well.
All right, moving on.
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
What's the score?
2-4, right? Am I right?
Honestly, I'm not even paying attention to
I know
that.
you're
I'm
right.
hoping you
I know
guys
you're right
are.
by a lot.
Kids at home, you keeping track?
I'm going to say 2-4, you. I'll say 2-4.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So
So
I got
who's 4?
So I'm 2. I got the Crouching Tiger and I got Iron Man. So
Okay,
he's
2.
got a
Okay,
lot.
all right.
Yeah, that's 4. I think I got 4. You're right.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Superstar Blank gives his most potent action performance in director Blank's Blank. For 6 years, Washington, D.C. has been murder-free thanks to the astonishing technology which identifies killers before they commit their crimes.
It's a goddamn Tom Cruise movie. What's
Minority
the
Report.
Fuck.
Minority Report.
I knew what it was, but I just did not know the title.
Minority Report.
Tom Cruise.
Yes.
The precogs, all that stuff.
Yep. That was a good movie.
I mean,
Fucking Tom Cruise.
it was better than the game and the recent TV show they did like last year.
They
Yeah,
did a movie based off of that?
You mean the TV? They did a game and then a TV show that came out like last year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The game is older, but the TV show was gone.
I heard about the game, yeah.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is my favorite NASCAR driver.
Damn.
Okay, this next one is going to be tricky because
There's too many blanks.
there's a lot of blanks here.
Blank and the blank goes to the blank.
Is it Blank Man?
I'm just trying to figure
And
out where I
blanks
would
with blank.
start. Okay, with the help of Blank and District Attorney Blank,
Batman?
Blank sets
Yeah,
out
I
to
was about to say
destroy
Batman, but-
organized crime
It's a Batman.
Yeah.
and Blank for good.
As soon as you said
Yeah.
District Attorney.
Yeah,
So
Harvey
Dark
Dent,
Knight,
man.
I don't know. Like this is another example. If I don't know where we need to be, like
It's Batman,
it's
though,
Batman.
man.
Come
okay,
on.
specific. Okay, so yeah.
All right, 3-5.
All right, so at this point,
Or I would say A Time to Kill with Samuel L. Jackson. There's an attorney in that movie.
yeah.
You're gonna think Batman.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah.
Blank deserved to die and go to hell. Blank.
All right, so Rodrigo won the movie trivia back the box. Congratulations! Yeah,
5-3. You got me again.
You know, I would like to thank the
Like the Academy.
Academy, all our fans, our one fan that watches and listens to the show.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
All right, so now we have back the box game edition, and it's going to be more specific GameCube games.
I'm screwed here, man. I think the only thing I played on GameCube was Resident Evil. If Resident Evil's on that list, please give me a point right now.
So some of these games might have
That's the only game I
Yeah,
played
it's
on the
list.
GameCube.
It's on the list.
some of these games I'm sure have appeared on other systems.
Krauser.
But
I'll give it a shot, man. I mean, I'll do my best.
we'll see.
okay.
So-
All right.
But asking me to identify GameCube is like asking
Well,
me.
the thing too is that the games are different because the movies it's just pretty much a synopsis that I'm reading off, whereas games they have like a headline, the synopsis, and then bullet points for the pictures.
Either or.
Where the movies are not laid out like
It's
that, so it's
Nintendo.
going to be different.
It's my
All right.
kryptonite. My
Let's just
kryptonite.
see what happens, man.
Yeah. Be the best
All
one
right,
win.
this is a little bit of a blurry picture, but I'll try. Okay, so
You took it, man. You took the pictures.
I tried to get some good pictures. I deleted the bad ones. Anyway,
Shout outs.
wage an all-out assault as one of 16 fighters, each with the ability to
Smash Bros?
Each with the ability to blink mid-fight into their alternate
Bloody Roar?
blank life form.
They transform into something. They fight and then they transform. What is that? All I can think of is Bloody Roar, Dragon Ball Z. does that.
okay.
I know Dragon Ball
Yeah,
Z.
on the
was it.
GameCube. What the?
Well, it's Bloody Roar, Primal Fury.
All right, he got it. He
all
got
right,
it.
there
Yeah.
we
The
go.
I think the last Bloody Roar, and which was a great fighter. If you've never played it, that's an awesome fighting game.
I liked it. I loved it on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
It was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I remember.
But I
it
think-
on PlayStation.
I think they had Primal Fury, which is the GameCube version I'm reading off. And then I think they had one on the Xbox, which was kind of their last outing.
All right.
And
so
then it didn't do well, and Bloody Roar is not a fighting
I
series.
guarantee you if
figure
that
out,
game
but
made a comeback right now, it would probably do pretty. It'd be pretty
that game
cool.
that's probably a fighting game I'm the best at. Like this one here that I'm reading off, Primal Fury, I was
Yeah.
really big into it
Hey,
on GameCube.
going back to the past, you know who used to play that a lot? Me and Mr. Lunsford, man. We played a lot of Bloody Roar too.
Oh, shout out to old Bretzky.
Yeah, Brad, if you're listening, man, why don't you come to the show, man? We'd love to have you, man.
Be on the podcast, son.
Come on down, we got some mics.
Come on down.
Come on down. All right, next one here.
Shut it down.
We'll do it live.
All right, folks. The next one here up is a month and a half have passed since the blank incident, but the secrets come back to haunt you. In the next terrifying chapter of the blank series,
Resident Evil? Resident Evil remake.
That's
Resident Evil 3. See, this is also like
son of a gun.
I'm wondering though if I should give more information to where it's like you can be specific about it, or if just the series name is enough.
Just give it this fine. Let's get it to TV.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna go like Resident Evil, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, we'll just
but there's some stuff coming on where it's like it would probably give away like the specific entry. You know what I mean? Yeah. But for the sake of the game, we'll just keep it going.
Well, you said it was Resident Evil 3, though, right?
That was 3. Like,
okay, speaking of Resident
Evil... After that, I would have continued to say, join blank in her attempt to escape the nightmare city of ruins, trapped...
Speaking of Resident Evil 3, what did you guys think of the new Jill Valentine outfit?
What outfit was that?
It was something you should not be wearing fighting zombies.
Oh, in Resident Evil 3?
Yeah.
I mean, I think...
Resident Evil 3? The game or the...
Yeah, the game.
Where she's wearing pretty much this, like...
Okay, she's wearing the skirt.
Yeah,
she's wearing...
Top.
Yeah, I don't know why she's wearing that.
I liked it.
Listen, it's because of that. It's because of that we got to see it in the live action movie in Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2 was the best Resident Evil movie. Yeah. By the way, if we're gonna segue here, that was the best movie because it was the most. It was the only movie that pulled from the games. I feel like I only saw the first one in a semi-accurate way.
Yeah,
I mean, it had the Nemesis, it had Jill, it had the Lickers, it had like a lot of stuff.
Was Claire in there?
It had stars.
Was Claire in there? Or Claire in
no, I don't think Claire's ever been in it.
Yeah, she has. She came out in 4.
Oh, okay.
Which that one basically just ripped. They took a lot of stuff from Resident Evil 5 in that one. They brought in Chris Redfield finally.
Gotcha.
And the Claire was in there.
Yeah, but 2 was cool. The second movie was fine enough, and that was pretty much the last one I cared for.
Girl that played Jill.
Yeah, she was pretty hot.
Yeah.
Going back to the games, out of all the Resident Evils, which one would you guys personally say was the best Resident Evil?
The game itself?
Yeah, I'm going to say 2. But you guys can...
I mean, as far as all the old school games,
how about this? 1 through 4, which one did you like the most?
Well, that's the thing is that 1 through 4... 1 through Code Veronica was its own...
I didn't like Code Veronica,
well,
did you?
Yeah,
but put them all together. Why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
If you're going to put every single one of them together... If you're going to put all of them together, part 4.
4?
But I would say... Resident Evil 0...
That's the diplomatic response.
Yeah, Resident Evil 0 to Code Veronica...
Well, they're all good.
Yeah, they were all good, but...
That's not a lie, but...
Resident Evil 0 to Code Veronica was all that tank-style control, and...
No, 4 was tank.
Yeah, but but on top of that, the perspective and that kind of like puzzle and everything was very much in the vein of those entries. Sure. And then part 4 came out, and that kind of threw everything on top of its head, and it became more...
I like how in part 4 you can actually aim it where the gun where you
It started becoming more of an action game, for sure. And then part 5 innovated on that, where it was like, okay, we're now an action game for sure. We're running with that.
That was the one in Africa.
Yeah, I liked it, but it wasn't the best.
No, it was cool as a co-op game. It was a really great co-op game. It made my list on the website, I think, for top 10 co-op games. But
what do you guys think of 6?
Negative shout out to AI Sheva for jacking all my items. You can do that one more time, I swear.
Yeah.
All you get is
actually, I think 6 gets more of a
bad rap.
Well,
I think it's more of a bad rap than it deserves.
Okay. It was okay, but it wasn't a bust.
How about this? 6 is my favorite Resident Evil.
We should do a... You know what we're going to do, folks? We're going to have a Resident Evil 6 gameplay YouTube video pretty soon.
Yeah, and I will defend it.
Yeah,
I'll fight anybody.
I liked the character Wesker's son. He was pretty cool.
I really did like the movement and how like
Jake
all
Miller.
That stuff was. I was bummed though that I feel like you were hardly picking up ammo. I feel like they really kind of like it was really sparse. Instead of letting you kind of have fun and get a lot of ammo and just go wild and kind of like have fun with the guns, they made it very
Did you guys play The Last of Us? I thought The Last of Us was too. You had to really use your ammo
Last
wisely.
of Us, yeah. But I mean, for Resident Evil, especially coming off of like part 5 and stuff,
especially if you're killing like 20 zombies. It's not
because I remember there was times where I was playing through the game initially, and I'm like, man, I'm like on my last damn round of a bullet,
Resident Evil 6?
Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if you're playing same screen co-op, split screen
co-op.
Exactly,
which is how I played it. And I feel like if they would have had another clip in there, like 1 or 2 more packs of ammo to pick up, it would have been a little bit of a help.
Not much
a little bit more fun.
So you guys are not much of a knife fighter then, huh?
Oh, no, that's
okay.
You guys. That's why I like Jake, because one of his weapons was his hands.
Yeah.
And it was just straight up Wesker's martial arts.
Yeah.
But I did like all of the movement. I did like how you can do like the jump back to like get on your back and then like roll around. And
yeah, best controls in the series by far.
A lot of people actually... I think that was the biggest complaint for a lot of people, actually, was all that movement, and a lot of people thought it was too fast, it was too wild.
It was definitely clunky at first, like initially when you first start playing 6.
Yeah, I thought so too, but once you kind of, like, after you're a couple chapters in, and you're getting a grasp of it, I thought it was really fun to just throw all that stuff in there, and you're like doing all that. It was pretty cool.
If you can spend some time with it and like the stuff you're able to do like on the fly,
especially when you go into like the mercenaries mode and you're just like tearing it up and you're just doing all that stuff, and if you're able to like chain these kind of flowing movements together, it's pretty cool.
But I had some second thoughts about it because I didn't pick it up day one.
Oh, I didn't either. I got it. I had to play the demo when it was coming out, but I didn't buy it until like maybe a year ago.
So I remember for whatever reason it comes out a week later. I go back to GameStop and just all of a sudden, the price has dropped to $39.99. And I'm asking the guy, why is it dropped? I mean, this game must suck. He goes, oh no, it's so cool. It's so cool. You got to get it.
RE6?
Yeah.
Okay.
It dropped like within a week, maybe 10 days, from $59.99 to $39.99. I'm like,
I think I got it for like $6.
Yeah. Oh,
I got it for even cheaper. Yeah.
Now you can get it.
With the case and the manual and everything.
Well, I mean, they re-released 456 on the PS4 and 0 and
everything. You can buy everything on the PSN.
In one pack.
And I ended up getting it on 360.
I remember my girlfriend's like, "No, of course he's gonna say that to you. He's a salesman. He wants you to buy the game." I'm like, the hell with it. I'll buy it. So I bought it for $39.99. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best Resident Evil, but it was fun.
To me, it was the best Resident Evil of all time.
And then from 6 and 7, that's like a completely different change again.
I haven't played 7, so...
Christ, I'm so pissed about 7.
Was it because it's third person?
No, it's first person.
First person.
Yeah, that's
I mean, we have a gameplay video up if you want to check
person.
the channel, and we go through like the first hour of the game or something, but it's definitely different.
I mean, yeah.
It's cool. I think I was the one playing it, and I had my buddy commentating while we were playing, but
okay.
It's definitely different, but it was cool.
Shit.
But it's not, if you're looking for more Resident Evil 4, 5, or 6, it's not that. It's not what you're going to get.
Look how caught up
it kind of actually harks back to like the original.
Dude, we could talk a lot about Resident Evil for sure.
Yeah, I don't want to go on about it.
That should have been one of the subjects, man. What was that? That was like a 50. We're playing a trivia game now. We're in a 15-minute talk about Resident Evil.
I mean, because I know for a fact, since I'm in the minority, that I love 6 so much that people will probably want to know why I love it so much.
We'll come back. Yeah, we'll come back next episode.
I'll fight to the.
Yeah,
we'll
really,
do
really
a
quick
gameplay.
too. It's just the way people are. Like, there's people out there still playing MK9. There's people out there that prefer Third Strike over Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. Yeah, it's just about your personal preference, man. There ain't nothing wrong with it.
Oh no, everybody's wrong on this one. Resident 6 is God tier, and you're all gonna know why sooner or later.
All right, well, continuing with the
I don't know, man.
the back of the box trivia here. We will do some Resident Evil 6 stuff coming up because I do really want to play that again.
Might as well, man.
Yeah,
it was fun. We talked about it for 15 minutes. Who God knows how long we can play about it. So
yeah, and then we'll have a Resident Evil 6 video up. So
sure, I'm about to buy a copy of that again.
Yeah, you can if you're trying to get it, you can get it really cheap now, probably under $10, complete with the box and everything. So check it out. All right, so next game here is the this is already getting tricky. The All-Star Brawl is on.
Smash Bros.
That's all I need to say. See, it's Smash Brothers, and I was debating whether or not I should
Smash Bros.
even...
on last time. Smash Bros. Again.
Shit.
Oh, I did do Brawl. Yeah. Okay, my bad. I was not trying to repeat games, but
was it 6-5 now? 5-5?
No, that was because last time was Brawl, and this time was Melee.
Okay.
Oh, you're beating me in the game for sure.
Yeah. All right. So here's the next
I
one.
think I got one right.
I don't know.
1, 2, or 3
for the games.
Yeah.
The only one we've done is Bloody Roar and Resident Evil
and Smash Bros. So I think I'm sweeping the.
So
didn't I get one?
What'd you get?
That's the only 3 you've done?
That's the only thing I've done.
Oh, no.
So nobody got... No, you got... Did you got Bloody Roar?
Bloody Roar.
I got Bloody Roar, Resident Evil, and I got Smash Bros.
Okay, damn.
So coming back from behind, man.
Son of a gun.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, I told you, Nintendo's my kryptonite. I got nothing.
Well, they're not all Nintendo games, Rodrigo.
All right, well, you know what?
They're on the GameCube, but they were on other systems. Anyway, all right. All right, next one here. Take all the crazy action of the celebrated Blank series and multiply it by 2. In Blank, each cart holds 2 racers that can switch places at any time.
Yeah? Mario Kart?
So
Mario Kart Double Dash.
Like, there's like 20 of us. Like, come on. Yeah, no one's going to get the specific one.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole between... Yeah.
That's like if you...
The main headline was double the fun, but I didn't want to read that because I feel like that's...
If you're going to do Mario Party, it was like, there's like 20 of them.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get the specific one?
All right, smart guy. We'll see how you do on the next one here.
That's right, son. I'm on the board. That's all that matters right now. In
my quest for redemption, I must control time itself is the headline. Deceived by the treacherous blank, I was led to unleash the blank curse upon the Sultan's kingdom. With little
Prince of Persia.
but an ancient dagger on it.
Son of a gun.
Yeah, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, which was
I like
the
that game.
reboot or the long hiatus between the Super Nintendo version, and then they rebooted it on PS2 and
That's
GameCube.
the one with
Sands of Time.
Oh, Sands of Time. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought
which
it
actually was a really great game.
What about the movie? I didn't see it. Did it suck?
I didn't see it, but it looked like it was garbage.
Yeah, come on, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Because they did the movie, I think, after like 2 or 3 of the rebooted games, where it was like this one, and then they did one where it was like he looked more like hardened and like action. Like they started more.
It was him with that girl, and they took away the
they
the
tried
dying
making him more of like an action hero, and he was like
that game was sick. I'll fight you on that.
Yeah,
one.
so it went away from kind of what it used to be, but
So what we
but then they did the movie. Yeah,
7-6.
Oh, you're counting the movies too?
No, I'm counting. Yeah.
Oh shoot, who's winning then?
so I only have 2 more games left on here.
Hold on. So yeah, if you count the movies, and there's 2 more games left, you could win it, or you could tie it, or if you don't, then what am I at?
Boy.
3, 4, 5, 6. I'm at 4 right now.
There's way too much math involved in this.
Yeah, I don't want to
too
think
much
this
math,
much,
Just
man.
keep going.
When I left college, I vowed to never do.
Let us finish this.
Never do math again.
Never again. Dad, what's 2 plus 2? Don't ask me that.
Hey, you know
All
what,
right.
algebra? You're not gonna need it.
All right. Next one here. Race for glory in the blank cups. Speed through an incredible storyline as blank. Take on up to
F-Zero?
3 friends. Build and customize your own machine. How the hell did you get F-Zero so quickly?
I mean, it's I don't know. Really.
Captain Falcon.
Okay, yeah. That was one of the words I blanked out was
That's
Captain
all
Falcon.
right. Like I'm not gonna win now, right?
You can. There's 2 more.
8-6.
This is the last one I have
Yeah.
on here.
You finish strong,
I'm
but
out.
just finish
We'll
strong.
go for it anyway.
Do what I did last week. Just finish
Do
strong.
comic
man.
books next time.
Oh, yeah, I'll get
That
my
would
ass
be
handed
sick.
to me.
Yeah, I have a good amount of comic books.
too.
But with the comic books, if we did that, you would need to be very specific. Because I have a lot of comic books within the same series.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
so.
JLA 14 done.
Yep, there you go. All right. Legend has it that whenever evil has appeared, a hero named blank has risen to defeat it.
Zelda.
Oh,
It's so dumb. I'm so dumb.
That's
This
it.
is the worst game of all time.
That's it, Zelda.
8-7, huh?
That was the worst game of all time.
Yeah, Zelda's the worst game of
Oh,
all time.
shut this down.
I said this
That's
game.
it. That's
I said
it.
this game is the worst game of all
Okay,
time.
all right,
This
all
back
right.
of the box crap. When you went on Nintendo, oh man, it ruined my life right
Well, that's
now.
it. Yeah, that was Zelda Wind Waker.
Okay, I haven't played it. Heard it was
Toon
good, though.
Link.
I think the last time I did Zelda, but it was Zelda Twilight Princess.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
One
so
nobody played.
and I wasn't gonna pick another Zelda game, but
you
I figured
did.
like, well, maybe we'll be more specific. And
Zelda.
yeah, so that's our back of the box trivia, folks.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So who won this one then? Was
If you add the whole thing, I won at 8-7. But he won the movies, that's for sure.
okay.
So he won the movie part. I won the video game.
Who
part.
won the last episode?
He
You know?
did. He did 8-7.
All right, so we got a rivalry brewing here.
Yeah.
All right, next time I'll try to mix it up. I'll try to throw in some movies, some games from different eras. Some offshoots.
Well, hopefully we'll have some more people in here.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Yeah, call. I mean, I've I tried calling my friend. She doesn't freaking pick up. If your friend wants to come along,
Thanks, friend, if you're
Oh
listening
yeah,
to this.
shout outs to friend that doesn't want to pick up. If you're listening to this,
Yeah. Same
Pick
thing.
up.
Say that with your friend, Dad, or tell her thanks.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a
Thanks,
couple-
friend.
You wanted to be on it so bad, but you
Oh.
can't respond.
ladies and gentlemen.
Adrian says he's gonna be back next week, and he's saying he's about 70-80% sure he'll have a special guest. He doesn't want to tell anybody.
He does.
Okay.
Yeah,
including
he,
myself. He won't even tell me.
He looked
We
me
got-
in the eye and said, "I'm coming back for permanent next week." But he said he might be bringing a special guest.
Yeah.
mystery guest.
We welcome it because we got 5 mics here.
I'm
so
scared.
I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah,
it'll be
so
fun.
I like if Danny would come back. Like if we had so anyone. I mean, I know a lot of people listen to us. I know Brett listens to us. I know who else? Ethan listens to us. I know that. If you guys want to come, just come. It's not a problem at all.
Yeah,
I mean, we talk about whatever. So
yeah. I got a lot of my family members listen to this. My little cousin, he always wants us to talk about like things that I don't know anything about. Like
what?
he wanted to talk about Prey, and I'm like,
I haven't played
know
it.
nothing about Prey.
come
so-
on, pray. I wanted to talk about that,
We'll
but
talk
I
about
didn't
it next
bring it
week
up
then.
this
Like,
episode.
yeah. Now see, we
Okay, so
always get in
little
here.
cousin of Rodrigo, listen up.
Shout outs to Angel.
Angel, we are gonna do a YouTube video of Prey.
Okay.
In honor of the new prey coming out. It has no correlation with the new one.
With the old one.
Of the old one, that's right. Or the new. No, because I'm saying the old one has no correlation.
Okay.
But anyway,
you're saying
it's it's still cool. So check it out. I've been wanting to play Prey, and now that this is coinciding with the release, I feel like it's a good time to capture it and show it off.
So, young Angel, you will get your Prey talk.
Yeah,
one way or another.
Yep,
for sure. But anyway, it's kind of cool hearing other people like talking about us and listening to us, and
It's good to know someone's listening. We appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah. Other than ourselves, yeah.
for sure. All right, well, that's another successful podcast, kids.
Yeah.
Well, let's do our due diligence and let the good people know where they can reach us. So I'll hand it over to the producer, Mr. Tanner.
Yeah, everydaythread.com, everydaythread on Facebook, everydaythread on Instagram, Twitter, and I think that's about it. Also Redbubble. If you're trying to buy some t-shirts, there's some kind of cool
some sick merch.
It's pretty cheap. I mark it down to the lowest price it can be, so we don't take any profit on it. But it's just more or less just trying to get it out there. But yeah, just Everyday Thread. Just plug that in on anything that you're hitting up, and it should come up. Granted, I know we've mentioned this before. We don't update everything as much as we should. We've kind of been hitting the YouTube, SoundCloud stuff heavier than more than anything else recently, but it's all still out there. There's a lot of good backlog of pictures and stuff to check out. So
even articles.
Articles definitely. I mean, reviews and previews and polls. I mean, there's polls and just good slideshows of stuff and all that. So
have at you.
Yeah, have at you. Check it out.
Grandmaster himself. Still gonna be Sub-Zero, so that you
Looking
get
like
to
it's
keep that name.
Sub-Zero and Deadshot. So
let
you
the
gotta
good folks know.
You gotta have a main. You gotta have a pocket, and that's one thing you gotta do. If you go
Captain Cold.
if you go in there, if you go in there as a one-trick pony, you're not a good idea.
Shout out to Online Tony, the one-trick pony.
So, anyways, 2 words: Grandmaster. Next word: Gamma. That's my Twitter and my YouTube. Go ahead and check it out. Subscribe if you haven't. It's going to be a lot of cool Deadshot and Sub-Zero matches going out, too. And since everyone's doing shout-outs and things like that, let me give a shout-out to, one certain person. There's a lot of people I want to shout-out, but this time I'm going to give it out to, just one certain person. He's been a subscriber of mine for a long, long time. I keep in touch with him on Twitter a lot. We talk a lot, so I'm going to give a shout-out to 2 people, actually. Make it 2 people. I talk to these people all the time. I consider them really good friends. I want to say a shout-out to Goodwill Love You from Florida. You guys think I'm a troll? No. Go to the comment sections on my videos and you'll see a real troll. Really funny, hilarious guy. And also Big Black too. Great Street Fighter 3 player. If you guys want to see some really good Street Fighter 3 matches.
I thought you were talking about...
No, not him.
Shout-outs to him too.
Shout-outs to him, but no.
Rest in peace.
No.
Rest in peace, Big Black.
The Big Black that's still alive. If you type in Big Black Street Fighter or Big Black Street Fighter 3 on YouTube, you're going to see some really awesome matches. This guy's really, really good. He got some awesome parries too. So, shout-outs to those 2 guys. If I missed anyone, I'll get you guys next time, promise.
For sure. Yeah, well, this is definitely not our last podcast.
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Any more? This is open. You guys want to give them more shout-outs?
I have a lot, man. I have a lot of friends on Twitter. I mean, I can, but it's going to take me a while, so.
Yeah, I don't have any specific shout-outs, but just anybody who's listening and enjoying it.
Yeah,
thank you, and share it if you think someone else might like it. I mean, obviously we're a small time going on here, but it's just fun for us to sit around and chat. So if you're digging it,
yeah, we're just
let everybody else know.
We're just another penny in the fountain of podcasts, but
oh, definitely. Everybody and their mother does this nowadays, but
yes,
might as well get my mother to come on to the show too.
Get everybody on.
We'll have a special Mother's Day
episode.
Yeah, shout out to.
What are you guys doing tomorrow?
Well, technically, you'll be hearing this today on Mother's Day.
Yeah, so shout out to my mom. Yeah. Mom, I love you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mom.
Actually, no, honestly, my mom, when I quit working at VA Hus and I wanted to get a professional game, my mom really supported me on that. I mean, I was like a 29-year-old man quitting job for fucking Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
My mom had my back. She just said, "I'm just glad you're happy, and I wish you the best of luck." And I did. Yeah. I made it to Evo semifinals. So, Mom, thank you. I love you. You're the best. Don't know what I would do without you.
For sure.
Yep.
Shout out to my mom also.
Same to all of our moms.
Yeah, I gotta say, I told my mom I was doing a podcast. She's like, what's a podcast? And I said, we talking to the microphones. And she said, eso es el diablo. And then she threw a chancla at me. But after a week went by, she understood.
I'll never forget that from my grandma. Those are chanclas. Okay. Grandmas would get all pissed off.
My grandma thinks that we're in here recording music still. And I told her every time that we're not. And she just doesn't get it.
She's still sweet, man. I love her too.
Yeah,
Man.
anyways, love you. Love your grandma.
Shout outs to grandma. You know, we're using the space here. But yeah,
we come here every day, man. We bring her booze and we talk. We shoot the shit, and your grandma's cool with it, man.
Yeah, she gets all blacked out and
awesome, man. Awesome.
Lets us hang out all night.
She's pretty hardcore. But yeah, thanks for listening. I really didn't think of a voice to end this one with this time.
How about you do Sylvester Stallone for Guardian of the Galaxies?
I don't know any lines he has in there.
Well, just say anything, man. Just mumble. Say anything about Adrian.
Okay, wait, well, anyways, thanks for listening, kids. But in the immortal words of Sylvester Stallone from Guardians of the Galaxy, hey, yo, Starler, how you doing? I tell you. All right, good night, kids. Later.
All right, that's cool, man.